Good morning, everyone. Well, we're seeing a wintry mix of freezing rain, sleet, and snow across Nebraska this morning. For some, it's still rain for now, but I think that's going to be changing as temperatures continue to drop behind a cold front. Let's start things off at 8 a.m. and talk about the morning commute. At 8 a.m., I think this is about the time temperatures are going to drop below freezing in Lincoln and Omaha, and that means the potential for some freezing rain. I do want to make it clear that what's indicated by this shade of pink on this map is a combination of freezing rain and sleet, and the blue is the snow, and the green is just plain rain that is not freezing rain because temperature's still above freezing where that green is showing up. But in Lincoln, Omaha, notice it's the purple because we'll likely see temperatures dropping below freezing and the chance for some ice accumulation. Now, the good thing is, for those in the pink, we're only talking about a few hundredths of an inch of ice accumulation, so we're not talking about a crippling ice storm. But we are talking about is just enough freezing rain to cause a little bit of glaze on your windshield where you might have to do some scraping on the windshield. That's a possibility. We're also talking about icy spots on sidewalks, on driveways, and possibly bridges and overpasses as well. So good idea, since there could be some icy spots, maybe even just walking to your car this morning, give yourself a few extra minutes to get to work or school in the Lincoln, Omaha area. And then, in the Kearney, Grand Island, Columbus area, it's probably going to be freezing rain transitioning to sleet. And then somewhere around Norfolk, Sioux City, it's just going to be plain snow. That's sleet snow line. And it could be a pretty steady snow. So I do have to point out, especially where you see those darker shades of blue, snow could be coming down pretty good with lower than usual visibility that will slow things down for the morning commute. So in general, across the eastern half of the state, in general, that we'll be seeing things kind of tailing off in the western part of the state. In the eastern part of the state, absolutely a good idea to give yourself extra time to get to work or school this morning. So let's go through the day. And really, I've spent so much time talking about early this morning because this is going to be the peak of the activity across the day. And as we go through the day, there's going to be less and less before it finally all comes to an end. But it's going to take some time. So here we are in the late morning, and we're still probably talking about freezing rain and sleet. Temperatures in the upper 20s, low 30s for the Lincoln, Omaha area. But now even more places transitioning over to snow. Kearney, Grand Island, Columbus probably at this point. Notice those darker shades of blue in the northeast, indicating where heavier snow is coming down, where it's mostly going to be isolated to scattered snow showers in the central and western part of the state. So now let's jump ahead to noon. And by this point, it probably will transition to snow in Lincoln and Omaha, but we're also going to be drying out. Notice the gaps showing up. So that's why it's probably not going to end up being much snow for Lincoln and Omaha. But still, though the activity is starting to wind down in the northeastern part of the state, still a good chance for some light snow coming down in the northeastern part of the state. By the time we get to 2 o'clock, I think a lot of us probably will have already dried out, and it's mainly going to be around the Sioux City area where there's still going to be some activity, maybe still some flurries if it overachieves around the Lincoln and Omaha area. But I think by 4 o'clock, that is going to be it for all of us, and then we're just going to be left with the cold. For the western part of the state, just breezy this afternoon, but even there, still a wind chill factor. And again, these are our high temperatures today, but not feeling this warm because of the wind. So look at those temperatures, upper 20s, Kearney, Grand Island, Lincoln, Omaha. Some might get stuck in the mid-20s, but we're talking about windy conditions for the central and eastern part of the state, where especially in the eastern part of the state, we could still see gusts reaching 40, 45 miles per hour versus the western part of the state, gusts 20, 25 miles per hour. So more wind to the east as well, in addition to the more snow. The more snow to the north and east. So let's talk about snowfall totals. And it looks like the bullseye, Sioux City coming in right around 3 inches, but around 2.5 inches for Norfolk. Broken Bow, 2 inches. North Platte, this is snow still to come. So for the rest of the day, around probably a little over an inch in the North Platte area, maybe 3/4 of an inch in Scottsbluff. And then look at the transition though. Look at that. There's going to be certainly a gradient. So we're talking about for Kearney, Grand Island, Columbus, more likely to be under an inch, but it's possible we might see it overachieve to around an inch. But then look at Lincoln and Omaha, because it's going to be that freezing rain and sleet most of the time, and just some more scattered snow showers briefly. As we get into the afternoon hours, we're probably only going to see a 1/10, 1/4 inch, maybe a 1/2 inch if it overachieves in Lincoln, Omaha, and most likely around Beatrice, the far southeastern corner. Say we're just talking about dusting before all the activity winds down. Then we got to talk about the cold for tonight. I mean, already cold today, but look at these temperatures tonight over in the Panhandle. Whew, 0 degrees in Scottsbluff, and that's just the temperature. Now, I've got to say, not much of a wind chill factor for the western half of the state. That's why I've got that. Not much wind, pretty much anywhere where it's in the single digits. Fortunately, there won't be too much wind, so not too much of a wind chill factor, but definitely a noticeable wind chill factor for the eastern part of the state where it might, it's certainly cold enough, with temperatures in the low to mid-teens, maybe 17 in Omaha, but there'll be a little bit more cloud cover in the east and a little bit more wind. That'll keep temperatures up, but because winds will be stronger, gusting around 20 miles per hour in the east, look what it's going to be feeling like very late tonight, early Wednesday morning. These are the temperatures you need to be prepared for as you head out the door early Wednesday morning. Lincoln, Omaha, feeling like 6-7 degrees, and that's warm compared to other parts, say Kearney, Grand Island, only feeling like 2 degrees early Wednesday morning. And yes, it does look like in parts of the Panhandle and in the central part of the state we're talking about feels like temperatures below 0 early Wednesday morning.